All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing some of the Matrix Awakens. It's an Unreal 5 demo for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And yeah, this was actually announced and released actually at the Game Awards this past year. And I was always going to play it. I wanted to play it like soon after, but for one reason or another, Halo Infinite. I wasn't able to get around to it at the time, and then there were other games I wanted to play and stuff. So we're going to be taking a look at it today, and yeah, it should be pretty fun. So I may or may not upload this to YouTube. I probably will. So for those of you watching on YouTube, like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Despite my late upload of playing this here, but yeah, I'm super excited to check this out. I've heard some really cool things about it. Everyone's playing it, and I feel like I'm really late to the party. So with that all said, let's just hop right into it. I've actually I've seen like all the Matrix movies so far. I don't know if the latest one is out yet. I haven't seen that one though, but I've seen the other movies. It's been a while since I've seen them, so any diehard, Matrix fans, forgive me if my Matrix knowledge isn't as good as, your yearly viewing would make you knowledgeable about it. So I'm super hyped for this. I want to see what this is all about and see how good like the graphics actually are. I guess one thing I should say before I jump into this is I am playing this at 1080p because my capture card is 1080p, which is a little unfortunate, but I've heard that, it's more so like the graphical detail in here that it's really cool, not the fact that it's like at 4K or whatever. So I don't know if it's actually going to like run at 4K despite me having it plugged into a 1080p capture card or not, but hey, I'm glad they give us these controls here. I don't like rumble, but I do like subtitles for the video, so let's do this. The Matrix. Obviously, if you haven't seen this, go play it yourself first. This is going to be my playthrough / reaction or whatever of it. So,
hi, I'm Thomas Anderson. Like many of you, I work with computers. I like the freedom I feel outside the limitations of the real world. But computers are also mirrors, reflecting back who and what we are and the choices we make, the worlds we build. They also confront us with questions about why we want to choose this over that.
Or are you breathtaking?
Instead of why. Where do ideas of who we are and what we want even come from?
You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, the first Matrix movie, when I saw it as a kid, really freaked me out.
How do you define real?
In hindsight, it's really good, though.
For instance, I'm not even sure why I'm here. I remember waking up and thinking that I'm supposed to come here. That it was important for me to ask people, how do we know what is real? Hi, I'm Keanu Reeves.
Hi, Keanu Reeves.
I first played the character Thomas Anderson in the Matrix trilogy. Those films pioneered digital cinema with shots like bullet time. Back then, we talked a lot about where the digital age might take cinema and narrative. In an industry where actors have tried to remain perpetually young.
So that last part definitely looked like in the game. Oh, that's
I'm Carrie Ann Moss, and I played Trinity in the Matrix films.
I'm not entirely sure if all this is pre-recorded or if this is in game. This looks like it's in game.
Could be changed as easily as we change clothes.
We wondered, what would identity mean in a completely digital world?
And what would reality
You gotta love those effects.
when a world we can build feels as real as our own?
I think the point is they're switching between like some pre-recorded stuff and like in-game stuff, and that's supposed to be the thing.
What they wanted.
Dang.
They said they were fine with your theoretical mumbo jumbo, but they needed some sexy action.
Hey, look at this.
The marketing people.
Marketing? I thought we were supposed to have total creative control.
Welcome to the Matrix.
Okay. I've got some thoughts. But
Still got it.
Like riding a bike, they say.
I sometimes miss this version of us.
Me too.
The hell are you doing back there?
Sorry, I was told this is a sim preparing me to fight the system.
Right on. You know about this?
Yeah. It's all supposed to be a little unreal.
a nice pun.
Word of advice. Agents are bad. But whatever you do, stay the hell away from marketing. See you soon.
I will say,
So, what now?
YouTube videos do not do this justice.
Ever watched a movie before? Shoot the tires.
Say no more.
Like, I haven't seen the entire demo yet, but I have seen like bits and pieces here and there. Just like screenshots and tiny clips.
Shoot.
Oh man. Alright, first, after getting the controls good, getting used to the controls and stuff. Dang, this looks good. You really don't get the sense for what this looks like. Yeah. From a YouTube video or something. Even like Digital Foundry, who upload amazing videos.
Dodge this.
Like, YouTube compression just doesn't do it justice. Oh boy.
Trinity?
Well,
They're on the car.
Who's the roof?
My pleasure. Sorry, boys. Of course they have a helicopter.
you know, I recently saw Free Guy,
Hang on.
which is also in like a video game, which takes place in a video game and stuff. This reminds me a lot of that, obviously.
Still on us. Up ahead.
Yeah, obviously this is on rails and stuff, so
To be safer.
you can say the gameplay isn't the best, but that's not what this is about. This is all about graphics and showing where gaming could be. Eh.
Watch out. Hang on.
Jeez. I mean, scenes like these really...
Thought you'd never ask.
I don't want to just say this all looks so good the entire time, but dang, this looks good. Alright, something other than a pistol, thank you. Eh. I mean, I'm trying to look at the beautiful stuff in the background when we're shooting this.
Too many of them.
Oh man, this destruction looks so cool too. I don't know. I'll have a lot to say about this afterwards. But man.
Hold steady.
Yeah, they're dead.
What are you doing?
Time to blow this box down.
Oh, there we go. Again, I don't want to just like say this looks good over and over, so I'm not gonna. But like the destruction in this is insane. I believe there's like a more open world section to this too that we can sort of go around in. Again, I've just seen like little bits and pieces, like mass AI, crowd and traffic system. I just want to take a look at this scene before I press A here. Automatic, okay, well, I'm just going to assume that these buzzwords means good stuff. Oh man, I should have just pressed it before. I didn't realize it was going to go to the next one. I like this toggle and stuff. Particle system. I'm going to assume that's some fancy name that people are familiar with. Whatever this is, that looks crazy. I mean, geez, temporal super resolution. I was pressing A. I don't think it did anything because, again, I'm playing at 1080p monitor, so maybe if I was playing at 4K, it'd be different. Nothing happened there. Yeah, here we go. I think this is the open world section. Okay. So when I'm standing still, damn, it looks so good. We can fly it. What? How have I never not heard about flying? Oh, this is just like a camera. Okay. Yeah. This looks so good. I mean, obviously it's a demo. It's meant to show off the power of Unreal Engine 5, so it might still be a while before we can actually see like a Ubisoft game, for instance, looking like this. I mean, I'm, not knocking on Ubisoft, Watch Dogs 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, even Watch Dogs Legion and Breakpoint I really enjoyed, but they got nothing compared to this. Let's just be real. I would argue even Red Dead Redemption 2 is like, well, it's hard to tell because of the different theme and stuff, but still. Yeah. Let's see. Walk. That's cool. You just sort of appear where your camera is. So, wow. And icons on the map lead you to plaques like this one. On these plaques you find facts about the city and the technology used to create it. That's cool. So, oh man, when you're just like stopped here, it looks amazing. I don't know. There's still stuff like about the faces and stuff that, it's not like you're looking through a camera, right? There's still like a little bit of like, you can tell like this person's not real. Like if I just took a screenshot right now and, took a screenshot here, like you wouldn't be able to, you would still be able to tell this person isn't real if you looked closely, but if you looked at it from a distance, it could probably fool you or something. I think what's even more crazy is if like we take the camera up here and say took a screenshot here or something, like this, I think you would be very hard pressed to say, okay, this isn't like an actual photo or an actual video clip or something. Like I think as in terms of textures and like objects and stuff, non-living things, like I think gaming has been able to nail that stuff really well for a long time. Let's see what happens if I get, man, even like the trash up close looks crazy good. I mean, I'm not exactly sure if I would say that it looks like it's movable. I have no idea if this stuff is movable or not. I'm assuming it's not. I can drive. I'll check that out in a sec. Yeah, you can't move it. I mean, usually like in real life, when you see like a bag on the ground, you know, it doesn't like blend in as well as these do. These sort of look like they blend in with the ground a bit too much. And I'm nitpicking here, you know. I'm not trying to hate on this by any means, but, you know, with the facial stuff, you know, I saw a video, I think it was a YouTube video or something ages ago. It's insanely hard to like get human faces right, because we all sort of know what a human talking looks like. And so, you know, when people games just like move like a character's mouth open and closed, like some games or some older games especially, you know, you can tell it's not real pretty easily, which is fine. But it's what it means is that when you try to do something hyper realistic, sometimes, you know, the human people kind of stand out a little bit. Like, I mean, yeah, especially like the hair on that one guy that just walked past us. Like, you can, if you pay really close attention, you can still tell like this isn't real from, you know, a certain perspective. But you have to look pretty dang close. I mean, these cars, I don't know if this is ray traced or not, but you know what? Let's see. Let's look in the reflection. Yep, I'm pretty sure this is ray traced. One of the main ways I found in games you can tell is if you can see like NPCs in the background that you aren't looking at. That's the main way I've, you know, been able to tell, because non-ray traced lighting in games has gotten so good as well that it really just comes down to the reflections to be able to tell if something's ray traced or not a lot of the time, especially in certain environments. Let's drive around a little bit. One thing that I really hope is that I hope games don't just go for this, right? Like, especially as we're driving and we were walking around here, I'm really missing 60 FPS. Like, I'm a really big fan of 60 FPS. Like, don't get me wrong, you can totally have a good experience with 30, but I really prefer 60 over 30 if I have the option. That was weird physics. But yeah, I prefer 60 FPS, so my hope is that as games try to replicate this, it's not just simply going for a more realistic approach. Like, I hope GTA 6... Oh my goodness. I hope GTA 6 still has a 60 FPS mode. Or even like GTA 5 Expanded and Enhanced. I hope that has a 60 FPS mode. Oh, well. Because, you know, when a game has 30 FPS, it doesn't feel as smooth. And some developers, you know, try to cover it up by, you know, putting blur on the screen, but then the blur's distracting. Can I get out? Oh, it's A. I'm used to GTA controls, so... Dang, this looks good, though. I mean, I don't really know what else I can say except my thoughts on that. I think we still got a ways to go on the humans. But, you know, I'm not going to hate on a game for not having photorealistic humans, because I don't really think there's been a game that's nailed that perfectly. What I will say though, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, maybe you don't have a Series X or S or a PS5, is that this looks a lot better in game than watching it on YouTube. Because I'll say this, you know, I haven't, like I said, I haven't like watched the entire thing. I haven't played this thing before, but I've seen like little clips and stuff of it from here and there. And when I first saw like a little clip of it on YouTube, I was like, man, it looks like there's a lot of film grain on the screen. I hope they're not just like smearing film grain on the screen and trying to sell that as realistic. But I mean, there is no film grain here as far as I can see. There is a bit like of a color filter almost, but that's about it. Oh man, and you know, the frame rate's not the best either. Like I said, give us a 60 FPS option in games. Obviously this isn't actually a game, but still, I want 60 FPS options, dang it. I've gotten so used to that in Xbox One or PS4 games that have been, you know, cross generation games, and playing games like that at 60 FPS on this gen. I just don't want to lose 60 FPS, man. Like, I'm fine with like GTA 5 level graphics if it means 60 FPS, you know? That's just me though, you know. I know some people want a cinematic experience on their console, but for me, I just want a game to feel good. Oh man, this is great. Taking another screenshot. Yeah, the reflections don't look as good as they would in real life, I don't think. Like, those reflections look pretty dang blurry. But other than like a few nitpicks, I mean, if this came out as like a full-fledged game, if GTA 6 looked like this, I mean, I don't think you'd find a single person who would be complaining about the graphics, you know? This is sort of a game where it would be sort of a game where, like, you know, even like I can't imagine like this not looking good 10 years from now, you know? Even like, you know, a game I mentioned earlier, like GTA 5, you know? When that game first came out, it was a jaw-dropping, like, you know, experience for like the 360 and stuff. Like, the graphics were really good for the time. But, you know, as it's aged, it's looking worse and worse because it's a realistic game and it's limited to the consoles it was originally made for, the 360 and PS3. If a game came out looking like this, I don't see how it would look bad in 10, 20 years. Maybe the frame rate would hold it back, but I don't know. I just hope that, like, when 8K becomes a thing, I just don't see people being as excited to the jump from 4K to 8K. So I'm hoping that instead of, like, going from 4K to 8K, I hope developers emphasize frame rate or, you know, actually change gameplay and stuff instead of just chasing pixel numbers like they've done for 1080p to 4K. So anyway, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about this. Is there anything in here? Oh, we can hold up. This is cool. You can actually like change. Oh yeah, you can change some of this stuff in real life or in real time. Oh, there's a matrix filter on here. Okay, that's actually a lot better. Let's turn this stuff down real quick, actually, and take a better look at this. Actually, is there anything else I can do when I'm in here? Oh, I just exited to the main menu. I didn't realize that that was it. I thought it was maybe to load back into a different section. Anyway, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like every YouTube video I've seen has had like the Matrix filter on it, like that color filter, and I really wanted to see it without the filter, so that's why I was so interested in that. There's a map of the city, controls. Oh yeah, that looks so much better actually. I mean, the Matrix filter is cool, but I think this is so much better. Oh yeah, honestly, I think the Matrix filter is honestly like ruining some of the scenes. Like it makes it look less realistic. Like look at this. This is so much better. I mean, lighting can have a big effect on a scene. And I get, you know, I get it. Stop. I know how to walk. I don't want to walk. Lighting can have a huge impact on a scene and whether or not it looks realistic. So I think that's just huge. How you can turn it off. Can I take this car? No, this ain't GTA. I want to do a bit of driving with a car and then turn down the stuff and see like if the frame rate's better when we turn stuff down. It could be my capture card too, who knows. But I just want to see like, you know, what it looks like. Oh man. The Matrix filter they have on there by default, I feel like really changes things. Like this is what people should be looking at when they check out this demo. I get it, you have the Matrix theme, so you gotta have the filter and everything, but still. Like this just makes the lighting so much more realistic rather than having like a green tint on everything. Dang. Honestly, I think they should have that off by default or have it as like an option. Well, an option when you boot up the game for the first time. Because that really changes things. This looks like a lot more like a GTA or a Watch Dogs game now that it doesn't have that green filter on it. Jeez. I'm sorry if I'm dragging this on, but I really wanted to see what this looked like without the filter. All right. So we turn things down a bit. This might be more realistic to what a game would actually be like. Okay, yeah, it does feel smoother. I mean, it makes sense, but I can honestly see people keeping this demo downloaded just to walk around and stuff. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is so beautiful. I can't emphasize how much of a difference that filter made. Unbelievable. Yeah. Let's drive off the edge here, if we can. Well, I think the water could look better too, but again, other than some nitpicks, I think it's a very good demo. I'm glad they did this. But damn, they should have the Matrix filter turned off by default. That's just... no. Let's go back to the menu here. But yeah, that was the Matrix Awakens, the Unreal 5 demo. I'm not really sure what else I can really say about it other than graphics good, you know. You know, I guess I'll just, in conclusion, I'm not entirely sure how much stuff at the beginning was actually recorded or if it was all in game. There were some parts that were more clearly in game than others, for sure. I assume it's a mix of like IRL recording and then gameplay stuff. I think that's the point, to show how close they look to each other, where you're like, wait a sec, is this in game or is this real? You know, I can't really tell. But I think that's the point, to showcase, like, you know, how good graphics look now. So, I mean, it was a little confusing at first, but I think that's sort of the point. Just to finish off my thoughts about the graphics look great. I love the destruction. The destruction looked great. One thing that I think is really missing from games these days is like serious physics and stuff. I mean, as much as I love, like, you know, Watch Dogs or even GTA, like sometimes the destruction is just not there, you know? And I get it, you know? You don't want to significantly hold back a game because, you know, you want a car to fall apart accurately, right? But I just think, like, having come from games like, you know, Half-Life and stuff where there's such an emphasis on physics, I wish more games would do stuff like that, you know, rather than just be all about graphics all the time, you know. As I stated earlier, I hope that, you know, games going forward don't just go for graphics. I hope they keep 60 FPS modes. Knowing developers, though, they probably won't. There'll probably be games locked at 30 FPS, you know, if they try to go for graphics like this. But hopefully we get 60 FPS modes. Like I said before, I'm the type of guy who plays games at 60 FPS. I stream games on Twitch at 60 FPS, and I record games at 60 FPS. I didn't do it today because this demo isn't 60 FPS, but normally I prefer to do all that in 60 FPS. So if I have the option, I'll always choose 60 FPS, and I don't care if it looks like GTA 5 graphics versus this, you know, I'm still going to pick the 60 FPS option. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on Twitch. That's where I'm streaming this live. So if you want to see me stream games or check out more stuff, be sure to follow me at twitch.tv/GrandNoodleLite. Links in the description. And yeah, for those of you on YouTube, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.